Hey, Karen, can you hear me? How you doing this afternoon? Almost evening. Is that a cat in your window? No, that's a fallen down. Tried to make this a dark room, so that's just a fallen down trash bag that fell from trying to make the light be blocked out. Looks like a cat shadow right here. I don't see that, but oh, maybe a little bit. Yeah. No, no cat. Just a fallen down trash bag. You want to pretend it's a cat? Okay, you can pretend it's a cat if you want. Hmm. I don't know why I can't pin something. Oh, there it is finally. Well, yeah, I can pin it now. Weird. So it's been on your agenda for today, Karen. Yeah, I lead a simple life too. Our church is doing a week long thing for kids. They call it VBS here. So Saturday, I won't be going live like I'm on my normal time uh, because I need to go to that meeting because it starts Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. They decided not to do Friday, which is interesting, but I get to volunteer to watch kids learn about God. So that's very exciting. Yeah, it is wonderful. I like it. I just went live right when another popular YouTuber went live, and everybody's obsessed with this case. Uh, Cash, I guess, is the little boy's name that was murdered. So I don't expect I will have anyone here watching or participating. That's okay though. I need some time to get some airways into my Yahoo stream. So if I decide if I never went live because another popular YouTuber was live, then I would never go live, right? So, but anyway, everyone's going to be over there listening to about this cash case with Tiffany Marie. So if you want to go over there and say hello and be a part of that, you're more than welcome, Karen. I really appreciate you coming in to say hi. Yeah, I'm with you too on that too, Karen. It's very sad. Um, I'm thankful that she is not a true crimer because I think it would do her in. Um, with the evidence of what's happening in her life right now, uh, I'm very nervous for her too. It's, I mean, she's a strong lady. She can do whatever she wants, and I will support her. I will support her 1,000%. Um, so there's that. But in the same token, I do worry about her for sure. We are not alone. Two others are here. Yeah, they're just silent listeners. You and three other people are just listening, which is fine. I appreciate you guys giving me the watch hour times, even if you're not listening or participating. But like I said, if I only went live when other popular YouTubers went live, I'd never go live. So I got to take what I can, even if I get one person in here participating. And Karen, that means the world to me. I'm glad that you did it. Thank you. Yeah, I'm with you there too, Karen. Sometimes I don't go into Molly's chat if I feel overwhelmed. So I don't go in there because if I feel overwhelmed, that's for sure. Well, thank you. I really appreciate you saying it's nice to be here with me. That means a lot. How did I get here? Oh, it it was with oh, how do I say this? When I first decided to want to do YouTubing, I found MFW. So when I found MFW, I somehow found an argument that MFW and Laura were having. And Laura had strong opinions about certain things, and MFW, and you know about MFW probably, she is very strong willed also. So when, anyway, long story short, I saw Laura at the time try to hold her ground, saying, I'm not going to be, listen, if you don't want to be my friend just because I'm not friends with so and so, then that's fine. Long story short, I decided to put MFW to my sleep. Listening to her way back then, a year, almost 2 years ago now, I just fell asleep to her. One day I decided to see what Laura was about, and really liked her content at the time. And you really like and care about MFW. Yeah, I hope that she can care about herself too. I really do feel for her. Brian, oh my gosh, what are you doing in here? Why aren't you in Tiffany's chat? I'm honored that you're here, Brian. Thank you. Karen, meet Brian. Brian, meet Karen if you don't know each other. But I'm honored that you came to say hello to me, at least, Brian. Thank you. I assumed that you'd be in Tiffany's live. I was telling Karen earlier that if I chose to go live when everybody, well, I appreciate you saying hello. Anyway, so thank you. Long story short of it, I was telling Karen that if I decided to go live, only when other popular YouTubers weren't going live, then I would never go live. So here I am going live, even if a popular YouTuber is going live about a very tough subject. So it is what it is. But I decided, I'm going to buck up and do it. So anyway, long story short, Brian, thank you very much for coming in to say hello. That means the world to me, and I hope you know that 110%. So thank you. So yeah, Karen, where were we? Oh, how did I find YouTube or whatever, this community? Yeah, so I found Laura, and in the beginning, I liked her type of content, and I really got involved in her discords, and really, for better lack of a word, wanted to feel like I was wanted, needed, desired amongst people, because my real life is shit. If I keep cussing, when I go monetize, I'm never going to get a monetized channel if I keep cussing. It is what it is, though. I'm not monetized yet. I still have 300 people to sub to me. So anyway, there was a rabbit hole topic there. Anyway, so I started for about a year. I went into her Discord, and things were good and things were wonderful. In the end, Laura and I just, let me preface by saying I think Laura's a really good person. I really think that she's a very smart person, and I really think that she has a really good head on her shoulders. But her type of content isn't for me anymore. And there are so many different reasons why that I don't even want to nitpick why. It's just, she famously once said, you can still like a person and not enjoy their content. Well, that's where I'm at. So I really do like Laura as a, Laura is a cray curry, that's for darn sure, Brian, that's for sure. So after a year of saying I would never, that I will always support Laura until the day I die, well, those were very bad words. I should have never done that with any creator, because at the end of the year, it was very tough. Hi, Mama Cat, how are you? So anyway, like I said, Laura's a wonderful person. She's just not my cup of tea anymore. And I love seeing her in other chats. I love talking to her. I still buy candles from her. Um, she's just not for me. So, yeah. And then I decided to try to do drama on picking on another YouTuber who picks on another YouTuber. And that just didn't feel right about 2 months ago. So I quit that. And here I am, just bored to death. Sometimes. I am doing okay, Mama Cat. My income situation is a little rough right now, but that's just because the monthly check I'm supposed to be getting didn't come today. So I had to be on the phone for an hour and a half to fight them and tell them that, argue with them and tell them how silly and stupid they are to mess with somebody's income, especially when you need to pay rent. So it's been about an hour and a half of cray there, trying to talk over the phone about that. They said that they would send me an emergency fund, but it wouldn't be here till Monday. So then I had to spend another 30 minutes in the manager's office, and she can't even make the decision. So she had to email the owner. And so now I'm waiting to hear from the owner to see if he is going to allow all the late fees to go away until the people that are supposed to give me my monthly check will pull through. So we'll see. So I don't even remember where that came from. But anyway, so there you go. Drama's getting old. Yeah, drama is kind of old. It's sad, but and I'm not very good at coming up with my own content, but I do my best. I do what I can. SSD can be a pain in the ass. Yes, Brian. Now that you know what I'm talking about, I don't care. Yeah, SSD. So Brian, what happened is they 2 months ago said that they overpaid me. Well, that's a lie. So I had to do an emergency. Well, I had to do an appeals paperwork. So I filled out this appeals paperwork, sent it in, and then a month later, the proof of them not sending it to me finally showed up. So I had to send that in by fax. And just today, so I thought that was it. I thought, okay, they're not going to touch or mess with my SSI. They're not going to mess with my SSI since I did all the paperwork and I did all the proper things, sent in the proof, sent in the appeal, so to speak, and everything would be fine. Well, I found out this morning that nope, in fact, they said we took out all your money. So I called this morning and they said, well, it's under investigation. You sent all your paperwork. Now it's up to them to see that the proof happened. But in the meantime, the money still had to be forced out. So that didn't make sense. So I said, listen, I don't know how to pay rent then now. I have a $50 extra fee on my billing and $10 a day starting tomorrow. What am I supposed to do? And she said, fine, we'll send you an emergency fund. So that way you can get your rent paid. Well, that rent's not going to come until Monday. So I went to the landlord. The landlord said, well, I emailed my boss. I saw the proof that you showed me. And come back again on Monday. And if they give you the money, then everything's fine. And then we'll see if the owner of the facility will negate the fees. So long story short, which I made it very long anyway, it's just been a long, stressful day. Yeah. So yeah, I know that you deal with it with Nicole. That's a nightmare. That's got to be a nightmare in itself too, Brian, if you're still in here. I know in some rules, I don't know about your state, but I have a friend of mine who is pretend married to a gentleman because if they officially got married, SSI would never go away. Or, I mean, SSI would disappear from the lady who gets it, um, and significantly, drastically change the ability to have um, extra income coming to them just because they got married or whatever. Never catch a falling knife. I definitely don't want to do that. Uh, nice to see you in here. Hello. Never catch a falling knife. I could see juggling a knife. That would be dangerous. I would never want to be part of that circus. That's for damn sure. Hmm. Let's see. What did you write up here? Here's the thing. If you look at YouTube drama, like reality TV, it doesn't get to you. It's like when I watch Real Housewives, I don't get mad when one housewife is mean to another. Yeah, I agree with you there, Mama Cat. Um, but the difference between a TV show and the people that you talk to, you actually get to talk to the people that are involved, right? So then your personalities get in the way, your feelings get in the way. So it's kind of different, in my opinion. Karen, I was a long time truther, and so many truthers get knocked off the YouTube. That bought me some drama. Hope you get enough subs to monetize soon. Me too, Karen. I mean, I have about 300 people more to go, but that's okay, and a lot more watched hours to do. Deal with Mama Cat. Great way to think of this drama stuff. Yeah. Uh, what is a truther? Yeah, I don't know. Uh, I'm still here. Good advice. Thanks so much. That is why I can't get SSI. The hubby makes too much money. Okay, so Mama Cat is you. Yeah, that's the thing. If you weren't married, you could have SSI. And if you get married to a loved one, even if it doesn't change the bracket of what you make to pay things, SSI decides to say, well, you're making too much money. Sorry. So, yeah, Mama Cat, that's pretty bad. That's a good question for Mama Cat because mercury poisoned from being a dental assistant. Oh, wow. When I learned all about it because then became an activist, so I learned on YouTube truths about what's going on. Okay, hard for me to explain. Yeah, I didn't understand it, so hopefully somebody else did. How interesting is that, Karen? Yeah, thanks, Mama Cat. All right, Brian, thanks for stopping in. It meant a lot to me that you said hello, and we'll see you again. Have a good one, my friend. I'll try to make a live or make one of your lives. Yeah, I mean, I do have a couple of people who said that they would have fun doing a 10 question situation with interview um, with another YouTuber that does get followed by a lot of people instead of just two, seven. So yeah, I mean, that's a possibility. Um, and I'm still waiting for them to want to put it together. so that way I can also share it on my channel. So yeah, that would be the thing for me. Yeah, I agree, Karen. It would be nice to be able to get to know each other. Those who are invested in wanting to get to know each other instead of just YouTubing and having fun. Well, thank you. Never catch a falling knife. Thanks for stopping and saying hello. I'm not the best communicator right now, but hopefully you'll come back. Yeah, 7 people watching and 3 people left talking. Well, and 2 left. So that would have been Brian and Never Catch a Falling Knife, who left just now. That's okay. I get credit for every person who watches, so I'm good with that. So yeah, sorry, Karen, I'm not very talkative. Yeah, I really appreciate that, Karen. Yeah, you're right. I just need to let it go. Monday's a new day, or will be a new day, and hopefully they will have given me my money by then. Um, that way, if the owner of the facility says that that he will forgive the late fees if I pay on Monday, um, he hasn't said yes to that, or I haven't gotten an email on that. So hopefully he says yes to that. But I won't know until Monday when I show up Monday morning, with or without them being able to give me a check. Margie TV, I like it. Yahoo Positive Life. Yes, we got to live a positive life the best way we can. That's for darn sure. I agree. I'm doing good, Margie. Just hanging out. I've had a rough day. Tomorrow, I'm going to be busy with my church. So I normally go live on Saturdays, but because I'm going to be busy with my church on Saturday, at least Saturday morning, then I decided just to go live here now um, and do what I can. Right now, there is another very popular YouTuber who's live, and so it's just Karen and Margie talking to me right now because they all left. They realize that this isn't the stream for them, and they don't want to listen to silence, then that's perfectly fine. What I'll probably do is say if Karen wants to leave, then I'll probably at that time decide to go ahead and shut down my live unless somebody else comes on board to start talking to me. Because again, there is another YouTuber who's very popular, who deserves all the kudos in the world. She's a wonderful lady. Well, Karen, thank you very much for stopping by. I really appreciate you. And I hope that you have a wonderful, beautiful day. Most of the time I go live Saturday mornings. So if you're up for it, you can definitely look for me there. Saturday mornings, I do try to come up with something to talk about. This was just spur of the moment, me wanting to get more hours. So, but I'm not going to have a half hour worth of nothing to say. So if people want to get going, you're more than welcome to get going. And I've been on for a good 33 minutes now, so I can go anytime that Karen or Margie wants to go. You guys just let me know. You have the same name as somebody? Karen has the same name as somebody, huh? All right, Karen, thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate you. You have a beautiful day. I'm probably going to stay live for another, well, until it tells me I have 45 minutes. Yeah, sadly, your name is associated with bad people, which is sad sometimes. How much longer for me to be live? I'm going to wait until 45 minutes in, so 10 more minutes. You don't have to be here. I'm just going to, I'll let it go live until 15 minutes, and that's fine. Yeah, there's a lot of people who say, like if a female does something evil, they're just saying, well, you're just being a Karen. So that's pretty bad. Hey, Monique, good to see you. I'm surprised. Thank you for being in here. Thank you for saying hello. Thank you for saying that to me. I'm going to be live for another 15 minutes, maybe. Because to be honest with you, everyone is over at Tiffany Marie's channel. So I can't expect that my boring type of content overrules what's going on in her channel. So, but I really appreciate you coming in here and saying hello, Monique. It means a lot. Thank you. Karen has been labeled as a bad name, and that's sad. It really is. Mm-hmm. Well, I appreciate it, Monique. I'm a guy that is used to saying thank you, so you have to forgive me. It's just my nature to be able to be thankful. So that's just who I am, and I really appreciate it. So you're right. I don't need to say thank you, but I am very thankful. Monique, are you at all interested in the cash case? If you are, Tiffany does have a live going on about it. I have um, I have a hard time being in there, not because of Tiffany or Molly, but I just have a hard time with this case altogether. So some days I just have to stay away, and I understand. Um, it is what it is. But anyway, yeah, it hurts too much for me too, Monique. I can't be a part of it. Um, I just can't. So I dive into other stupid things on Facebook or other clips on YouTube. I just it breaks my heart. And what's sad is giving so much attention to one little boy is a contradictory statement to me when I say, why is that case so tough when there has been a dozen other kids just this last week all over the United States who have been kidnapped or murdered or um, yeah, it's buffering for some weird reason. But hopefully people can still talk to me. It can't be helpful the with the passion that she has on this case. Testing 1 2 3. Hello, I guess I don't know if I'm still being heard. Monique? Oh, okay. Oh, Karen, you're still here. I thought you were leaving, my friend. Huh. You were busy and loud and care. Well, I appreciate you, Karen. Thank you. I agree with you, but I guess people pick what touches them. Yeah, I'm with you, Monique. It's just rough. I mean, I'm struggling because if I focus on this one person, or if this one child's death, then my brain starts to think, well, what about the other 12 that you heard about this week? Where's your focus on that? And that's rough, you know. And similarly, most of them have the same type of um, not so good upbringing, you know. It's just sad. Yeah, that's another thing too, Karen. It's got to be sad. It's got to be. I can't. I don't want to think. I mean, I do want to think about it, but I don't. I mean, I'm mixed, right? I mean, I'm hoping that the brother finds the ability to be around loving people, regardless of who. I don't care who. All right. Hey, Mama Cat. Good to see you. I thought maybe you left to go to Tiffany Marie's chat, which would have been totally fine. It is. I mean, um, I guess I understand it and understand that people are very passionate about it. It's just, I guess I was trying to articulate in my brain the feelings about um, his brother. Hopefully, that he will find somebody that can love him and cherish him and do good by him, regardless of the surrounding situation. Um, I can't help but think that way. Maybe it's because I was adopted, and all my life when I was growing up, I kept thinking to myself, I just want to be loved. I don't care about my surroundings. I don't care. I just don't. I just want to be loved, regardless of if my house looks a mess. So maybe that's where I'm coming from when I say that I want Cash's brother to be healthy, be living a decent life, the best that he can, and regardless of what situation that he finds himself in. And I know that I am in the minority in that, so I don't have much of a voice when it comes to that. No, I can't deal with everything. Plus, I am pissed about the kid that got killed in Houston. See, Mama Cat, that I was just thinking that same thing. It's like if I focus so solely on this Cash case, I'm pulled away from just praying in general for our community, for the communities around the world. Right there's a half a dozen kids that have been killed. You know, so I gotta focus on. I guess what it comes down to is I gotta focus on cases or situations where the killer is not found. right? I already have heard enough evidence that there should be hundreds of cameras all over the neighborhood. So if that's the case, and we're not allowed to see it, well, that's because they're under investigation, is my opinion on that, right? So it also leads me to believe that if they have the killer in custody, they have probably good solid proof on it. So I want to see this guy get what's coming to him if they have the proof that he did it, which we don't know. We don't have access to the outside cameras of neighbors, things like that. Maybe that's for a reason. Maybe it's because they need to build up on their case so that they can put this guy away. So, anyway, where was I going with that? So, what I'm trying to say is my focus is deaths of people who have not been caught, deaths on people who don't have someone behind bars. And I have to be okay with who is behind bars in Cash's case. I just do. Right? I'm not going to try to throw in pieces of, well, there's got to be more. There's got to be something more. The criminal system is amazing when it comes to investigations and things like that. It just is, in my opinion. Now, I could be wrong, and that's fine. But I have to believe that if he is in custody, there's a strong proof that he's in jail because of Cash's death. Why do I want to be heartbroken trying to put someone else in jail? I call that bad. I don't know. Addicted to drama. Hello. Thank you for stopping by. You didn't have to be here. I appreciate you. I figured you'd be in Tiffany Marie's chat. I appreciate you coming in here. I'm just rattling off my personal opinions, maybe not so popular opinion about this case. So that's what I did. I just rambled off what I'm feeling in my life about this case, and that I hope that they could find closure. My biggest fear is that people aren't going to be satisfied. That's it. That's my biggest fear. That people are not going to be satisfied with the criminal justice system of putting somebody behind bars and charging him with whatever, him or her with whatever they need to charge him with. Right. Well, and that's awesome, Mama Cat. And I hope that you have the courage and strength to share those with those who will listen to you, regardless of your opinion. I'm not comfortable sharing my opinion in chats because I feel that I will be chastised. Right? The biggest thing for me is if it's found out that the law sees that this kid is the only one responsible in killing Cash, will it be enough for us to just be okay with it? My fear is no, it's not. And I'm sad for that. Okay, I'm going to read some of your comments. I know God knows the truth, so nobody will get away with anything, even if we never know everything. That helps me keep my peace. Monique, exactly. God knows what happened. So Worst case scenario, the wrong killer got it. That is detrimental, right? So there's strong proof that this kid was part of it. Even if he wasn't all of it, he was part of it. So he's going to get his day in court. If, like you're saying, Monique, if there are other people that were involved, I hope and pray that they don't think that they got away with it and hurt another child. But it all comes down to having faith that God knows what really happened. Cindy Chauvin, hi, Cindy, nice to see you. Sorry, Mr. P, I fell asleep, so hello. You're right. We need to pray for the baby brother of Cash. I agree, Cindy. I want to pray for Cash's brother, and I'm okay with whatever situation he falls himself into. As long as he has food in his belly, and as long as he's cared for and loved. That's it. That's all I care about. I don't need a rich person to come along and take him just because people aren't used to low income housing. I'm just not. That's very strong of me to say, and a lot of people will hate me for it. But that's okay. People once said you should have a strong opinion, whether you agree or disagree. But as long as you talk about it, then it should be okay. So there's my talk about it. I don't care if Cash's brother is in low income housing and he's barely getting clothes on his body or he's barely getting food in his belly. If he's getting any of those things, that's good enough for me. Because we live in a world where we live in a society where things are impossible to pay for sometimes. It is what it is. Addicted to drama, I hope all the other stuff doesn't hurt the trial. I agree. Well, addicted to drama, I would love to hear your input on that someday, maybe through your videos. I'm going to actually try to find your chat now. In fact, I'm going to make you a mod temporarily. Will you post your channel, Addicted to Drama, so that way I can watch your stuff? Because I'm kind of with you. It makes me wonder if all this stuff that we're speculating on is going to hurt the case. I don't think so, because what are we, 2% of the population? Yeah, somehow Molly's channel reached that community. It probably because of the involvement of Molly's friends knows his channel, and then voila, it brings it up. So I hear you and feel you, and I hope that it isn't going to be that it won't hurt the trial. I don't think it will. I think if you look at it, any situation in the world, no matter what neighborhood you're from, there's going to be a conspiracy theory left and right. So do I think it's going to? I don't think so. I just want my friends to be okay with the outcome. That's my biggest fear. I don't think I'm having a hard time with people. I'm having a hard time with the idea that people will be okay with the outcome. I just hope so. That's just my thing. I don't think he's the only one. Also, the law can twist things however they like. Karen, that's true. That's true. But why would the law want to be okay with one death and not the other? And want to put everybody in place? That's my question to you, and that's fine. I'd love to hear it. People with money can influence the law. I agree with you. I mean, if you have millions of dollars, I mean, if you can spend for a top-notch attorney, you can probably get off. I can guarantee it. But I can guarantee you, this guy who's in jail because of Cash's case, he's not going to get off. He's a public defender. And people know what I feel about public defenders. They're just there for the job, right? So people don't understand. People don't understand. People are poor. This happens a lot. If they are clean and fed and loved, that is what is important. Exactly, Mama Cat. You couldn't have said it even better. A lot of people look poor. A lot of people's houses are going to look disheveled. But if they have food in their belly and they have clean clothes and they're fed and loved, that should be enough. As long as he is loved and he is everything, material items are not everything. I agree with that. Addicted to drama for certain. I don't have a channel. Oh, okay. You don't have a channel. All right. I was just making sure. Addicted to drama. I asked this questions in Molly's and Tiffany's Marie's chat. How many of these people have been through an investigation? Okay. Did you get a response on that, Mama Cat? I asked this question in Molly and Tiffany's Marie chat. How many of these people have been through an investigation, right? Not so much Molly and Tiffany as they brought awareness. I think they will accept it. I think other YouTubers are too close to the family. Yeah, okay. That's a good point, Addicted to Drama. I hope and pray. Let's just say, for argument's sake, that the only person charged is the one in jail right now. Will they accept it? I hope so. I want to believe that they will. I can't imagine that two parents letting the boys live in someone else's home. Karen, I hear you. I validate your question and your statement, but coming from group homes myself, I was taken care of for money, right? From 8 years old until I was 21, I went through 3 different group homes, taken care of for money. People took care of me for money. Why is that a bad situation? It wasn't a bad situation. I had clothes on my back. I was fed, and the love component maybe wasn't there, but maybe that's why I have a different take on your comment there, my friend. I don't believe it will hurt the trial, but some people's mental state is suffering, possibly beyond repair for years to come. I agree, Monique, 110%. I meant loved by whoever he is with. Yeah, I'm with you too. No matter where he ends up, if he's loved and has clothes on his back and is fed, I don't care if they are in low income housing. I just don't. I hope they do, as that will be justice for Cash, right? I hope there's a loving person to take up that baby Carter. I agree. And we can't be the judge of who that loving person is. If that loving person has a back or has history, a back history that's not so loving, but he is still loved, we got to accept it. We just do. But it happens all the time. I have taken care of kids that were not mine because the parents couldn't do it because of one reason or another. Mama Cat, that's awesome. Very noble of you. I think your experience will help you with the children you are helping now. I agree. Thank you, Karen. Appreciate that. We all have a voice. We all have opinions, right? Just because I have an opinion on something doesn't mean it make it true. It's just my opinion. Feel free to take it or leave it. You can send my kids to your house. Monique, I think you love your kids to death. What are you talking about? Someday I'll have to figure out what you're meaning there. My interpretation from text just sometimes doesn't make sense, Mama Cat. Sorry. What I meant to say, no one ever answered the questions if they had been through a vacation, but our family has. Maybe you're talking about everyone involved, including Cash's parents. I don't know. Always wanted to do that. I knew it would destroy me to have to handle children back to parents that couldn't parent them, Mama Cat. Well, there's another question that I would bring up, Karen. Isn't parenting the child an interpretation of such? Is your interpretation of a child not being parented different than someone else's, and yet they're still loved and honored and have food on their backs? I mean, have food in their bellies and clothes on their back. Sure, if you want to come up on panel, I have it pinned up on top. You don't have to for any reason. Do you need me to drop it anyway, Mama Cat, even though it's pinned at the top? Rosanna Rosandarana. Sorry, I don't know how you say your name. How are you? Thank you for stopping in and saying hello. I'm very honored. A lot of people are coming in as saying hello before they meander over to Tiffany Marie's channel, which I'm honored that you came over to say hello. So thank you. Hello, hello. I loved my adoptive parents. They were my guardian angels. I think anyone who can give a loving home to an abandoned child is amazing. I agree, Addicted to Drama. I wish I had that. I wish I had that. But the adopted family that I had right from birth up until 8, the people that gave me my last name, they just took on too many people. So I went into group homes from age 8 until they released me from the system at age 21. So, and sadly, those systems took care of me for money. Hello?
Hello.
All right, I want to make sure it's you.
Can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
Good. Do I sound staticky or anything?
Nope, you sound good. Can you hear me still?
Okay, good. Well, I was going to tell, this is what I was going to try to explain. When I asked if they've been through the investigation and stuff, and no one really responded. They, Tiffany Marie says, I know there must be something for you to be asking that question, but I never followed up with her and stuff. 7 years ago, my grandbaby died. He was living in my home with my daughter, and he ended up dying from SIDS. But anytime a baby dies in your home in the state of Texas, there's going to be an intense investigation no matter what.
Right.
And that's what they don't seem to understand is, even though maybe to the random eye that they're trying to look for all this stuff, I guarantee you that has been investigated in thoroughly. Everybody's been drug tested in that home. I guarantee you. And I guess I go back. I have such hard feelings because I'll be honest, that this month on the 7th is when our grandbaby died. But there was a whole lot of stuff going on that when the police came in, because of course we called 911 when we woke up and he had passed, my house was a disaster. And so I'm very hesitant to condemn somebody,
right?
Because you don't know what is going on in their life. My dad had gotten sick and was put into the hospital the Saturday before Mother's Day that same year.
Right.
And he had a tumor in his brain. He had brain surgery.
Right.
I was not at home. I spent, because they live an hour away. So I was at my mom's house, at the hospital, all those things. My dad died on June 2nd. My uncle died that lived in my mom's house, died on June 3rd.
Right.
And so we have been out of pocket for, a month dealing with my dad being ill, and then the funeral and all that kind of stuff. My house was a disaster because my daughter decided to move back into my home the week my dad died.
Right.
And so she had boxes and bags, and I mean, my house was a total disaster where normally it's not. But are the police going to believe that? Oh, normally my house is real clean. It just looks like a disaster area today,
Yeah, they're not going to believe that because they're used to hearing the non-truth, right?
Yeah. I mean, so I guess I try to have a little more sympathy for people because we've been through it. And of course, no one did anything to our little, my little grandson. He died from SIDS, but we still had to go through an investigation. There still had to be an autopsy.
Right.
We had to wait on the results.
Yeah, and you had to be looked over like under a microscope, right? I mean,
hang on a minute. Let me go out and come back in because for some reason I cannot hear you.
Okay.
Okay. Hang on. I'll go out and come back.
T. Borey, hello. I decided to hang on a little bit longer than I normally do to see if people would show up. Good to see you, T. Borey. I figured you'd be in Tiffany Marie's chat, and you might very well still go back there. But I appreciate you coming back and saying hello to me. Thank you. All right. Hello. Can you hear me?
Oh, I can. So much better.
Okay, good. It was just a bad connection. I don't remember exactly what I said, guys. I have a very short memory.
Why is this? You're so breaking up. You sound robotically, and I don't know why.
Let me see if I can fix my own sound. So hold on. Oh.
I don't know why it's doing that.
Can you guys hear me? No, well, let me ask the chat. Can you guys hear me clearly, or am I roboting over there also, T. Borey and Addicted to Drama? I think today with social media, everyone becomes armchair detectives, and often they get it wrong. Addicted to drama, and I know that nobody wants to get it wrong, but sometimes it just happens. And like I said, you get so deep in wanting to believe someone is is a bad person, that if they end up not wanting to be involved, then and if they end up not being charged, then you have a letdown. And I am not like that. I'm going to let the system charge who they charge and be okay with it. I just am. Unless there's more proof
Yeah.
later down the line that allows me to, fight for their justice. You know what I mean?
See, that's exactly. I think, when did it become so unheard of to let the obvious criminal or suspect? I don't want to call him a criminal. He hasn't been proven guilty, but the
Right. He's
obvious
innocent until proven
subject.
guilty.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it being the obvious, and I think the mom, not the mom, but the girlfriend, Monica, I think she may have some issues, but who am I to judge her? I don't know. It's hard for me because
I'm with you there too. I can't. It's hard for me because I really like Marissa and I really like Tiffany, but have they lived how 90% of the United States has to live?
yes,
Poor and disheveled. No one believes in them, and they feel they can't get above bar. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I'm kind of with you.
yeah, and that's not a slight to them. I mean,
No, not at all.
I I wish everybody could live in, high on the hog, so to speak. But it's real hard for me to just condemn everybody. It's like throwing the baby out with the bathwater. I just can't do it,
Right.
And I know from personal experience, like okay, you know how you're older, you're not some kid, but when you have children, you don't get to make their choices for them. And my daughter and her husband at the time, we're not actually seeing eye to eye on things, and she got mad, and that's why she moved back into my house, which is fine. I don't have it. Look, I had enough going on at that point,
Right.
and if she wanted to move back in, that was fine. And she had two children. She had one that had just turned a year old, and then she had the baby that was 2 months old. So she had two very small children. And her and the dad were trying to work everything out. And we had went out to eat. Me and my husband had went out to eat that night. We came back, and she was up with the baby feeding him. And she had said that the dad was supposed to come over, but he hadn't showed up yet. And I said, well, here's food. If you want to eat, we're going to bed.
Right.
The next thing I woke up to was her at the door with the baby telling me, Mom, I need you to sit down. Because I was standing up, which you already know I'm in a wheelchair and I can't walk very far. But she was so afraid that if she told me, that I would just collapse right on the floor, And so I'm like, what? I didn't even realize that the dad had been there all night. Like, he had come in after we had went to bed, and the police asked me, like, they question you thoroughly. They ask you, one person will ask you, then somebody else will come. They had the Texas Rangers there. They had the police. They had state troopers come and question us.
Right.
They're all wanting the stories to match.
Right.
And here you're dealing with the most traumatic thing that's ever happened in your life. And here I'm trying to be a mom to my adult child that just has lost her baby, having to answer questions. Look, I don't mean to get emotional, but
No, go ahead.
I just feel bad that I feel like some of these people are standing in judgment of people because they don't live like they do.
Right.
So I don't know.
Well, and that's a cultural thing, right? It's not to feel bad. Um, but I feel you there. I mean, that's the struggle I'm having is people aren't realizing that there are worse homes than what they saw or worse homes than what they're seeing,
Yeah.
yet that family is loved,
Yeah.
110% loved and adored and
Yeah.
beautified, right?
Yeah.
Yes, there is. I mean, there's talk about the dad didn't leave. Do we know that there was not an agreement that he wasn't allowed to take his kids away from the state? We don't know that, or do we
Yeah.
now?
We
I don't
don't.
know, right? So to say things like, well, if he would have just done, well, tomato, tomato, right?
Exactly. It's just really hard because
And they could be and they could be the Marilyn Manson of families. We just don't know, but we just can't. I'm having a problem with judging. That's all.
yeah,
Prejudging.
I'm kind of that way too because I could have easily been in that position. You know what I mean?
Right.
Um, and I guess I always say, but by the grace of God, go I. I mean, this could happen, and God knows I would never wish this on anyone. What I've lived through, um, but this could happen to anybody,
Right.
anybody, and you would want people to have mercy and grace on you till the evidence is brought out. You know,
Right.
and of
And
course,
Addicted to Drama brought up a good point, or at least I interpreted it this way. He said, "I wonder if all this communication is going to thwart the investigation." No, I don't think so. We're 2% of the world that's addicted, or that's suddenly attracted to this case, and somehow the family knows about Molly Golightly now. Well, that's because somebody that lives close to that area sub to Molly, and
yeah,
that's how that happened, right?
yeah.
Uh,
Well, and here's a kicker for you. I live probably 40 minutes from those people's house.
right,
But you can bet your bottom dollar I would not go there. I just
right,
wouldn't. And that's my own look, I have my own issues. I'm struggling knowing a baby's died anyway. Um, and it's just not I have faith that the police are going to do their jobs because I have seen it up close and personal how they have dealt with us. I
right,
mean, they weren't mean to us. I'm going to tell you right now, they were not mean. I can say that the Texas Ranger did get a little rough on the daddy, which was heartbreaking because he just lost his son and they were insinuating, what'd you do to that baby? It's terrible what people go through when a baby dies in your home.
right,
Even when you're innocent of no wrongdoing, they have to. And I respect that. I would want them to do a thorough investigation. You know what I mean?
well, yeah, 110%. I'd be like, please don't take my child for more than a month, but do your business, do whatever you got to do,
Yeah.
right? And I'm not a father, so even that statement is hypocritical, maybe. But a
But you want to
non-father is
know.
going to say that. But I still want them to be proven. I still want to be proven innocent of
Well, yeah,
whatever they threw
and
at me.
yeah, exactly. And you want to know what happened. You want to know what happened to your baby, you know?
Right.
Why?
Hmm.
It's terrible, but it happens every day. And I know I say that a lot, and people watch what I say. I've said this 100 times. Y'all are fools if you don't realize this happens all the time. And It's sad, but it's true. I mean, I just named 2 instances in Houston that a
In
baby
Texas.
has died this week.
How this week? Yeah. See, and that was my other point that you were probably here for too. It was like I struggle with this cash case because then it makes me think, if I put all my energy in this cash case, what about the deaths of these other children that are happening around the
Yeah,
world?
yeah, yeah,
It's devastating. I mean, you got to pick your battles, I guess. So
exactly. But
it's okay.
I just wanted to, give
I
you
appreciate you coming up here.
my point of view, because like I said, I've been there, and like I said, it's a tragic day that replays in my mind, especially this time of year. We're coming up on the anniversary of his death, and so it's a hard time. But I try to, I'm far out now that I can look back and remember the joy this little bundle brought us. He was a perfect little baby, and I'm so grateful we had the time we did. So, and I would tell every parent listening to this, go hug your children, kiss them, and tell them you love them,
Every single
because
day.
no one is promised tomorrow.
Nope.
So now
You
that I've
can
been
live in
all
the.
a Debbie Downer, I love y'all.
I love you. Thank you for coming up on panel. I don't know how long I'll be able to keep this up, but I mean, I'm going to keep the live up. But I mean, how long I'll be live. I appreciate you coming up to help me
All right.
explain
Well,
what
I'm
you
going to go back
meant.
inside chat, and I
All right, sounds
appreciate
good.
you, Mr. Positive. Bye-bye.
I appreciate you too. Have a good one. Yeah, Tibori, I came live today because I'm going to be busy tomorrow. I'm actually going to do something for the church. They have what's called a VBS, where 80 to 100 children go to experience God in a fun and exciting environment. And I get to volunteer for that tomorrow. I mean, next week. And tomorrow they're doing a what are all our roles. So I'm excited, very excited. Mama Cat is a very strong lady. Yes, I agree. Exactly. Breaking the cycle is the best way to try. I would say our family is in poverty, but my hubby's going blind. All the money in the world can't bring his sight back, so we make do and get by. Exactly. Addicted to drama. I agree. I do the church thing because it's fun. Makes me smile when I can bring a smile to another child. Well, I appreciate you staying on longer than you thought you were going to, Karen. That means a lot to me. I think I am going to go ahead and shut this down because I've said all that I know how to say, unless somebody wants to come up and have a conversation with me to further a conversation. I think this has been a fun live, and I am very thankful for those who stuck around for the first 30 minutes with silence to get me going. God does definitely have a plan. Oh, I will, Karen. I can't wait to have. Well, tomorrow they're handing out assignments for Monday. Monday is when it starts. Monday morning, Tuesday morning, Wednesday morning, and Thursday morning is when we get to have fun watching the kids enjoy God. Well, Addicted to Drama, thank you for coming in, and I really appreciate you guys. T-Bori, chat, when I type Chasing's name in, it comes up as an automatic. So she was in there. She may not be typing in there now. She could be just listening. I don't know, but I do know that Tiffany Marie's live is still going. So if you guys want to be a part of that, you're more than welcome to go over there, of course. I really appreciate you guys coming over to hang out with me for a little bit. He has RP. Thank you, T-Bori. You're awesome. Thank you for coming in. And I'm glad I was able to be here when you got here. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, is that a condition? I don't know. Retinitis pigmentosa? I don't know. Oh, I'm not on a desktop. I didn't see her typing. She was typing in the very beginning because I overheard Tiffany say, "Oh, let me make you a mod, Chasing," because apparently Chasing's new channel, she wasn't modded to that. So anyway, she was there, and then maybe that's why her name is active, even though she's not saying anything. Thank you for having it. Oh, Mama Cat, you're a blessing for being here. God bless all of you. God bless everyone. And hit the like. Oh, thank you very much. I've missed you, T-Bori. You've been a bright light into my world. I appreciate you. So I guess I'll end it there. Thank you so much. Much love to you. Much love to your family. Much love to the environment that you live in. May you all have a blessed, beautiful, wonderful day. Bye now.